Good morning everyone, welcome back to the Outpost. I've spent some time over the last week felling some trees up at my sister's house. She actually gave me to finish the siding on the cabin. And those two logs there were the tops out of the trees. The one I think is going to be good enough to finish the fourth post on this outdoor kitchen. But when you're working in the mountains, you have to be specifically careful or especially careful about the terrain. That right rear tire is resting on a stump that I actually cut as low to the ground as I could at the time, but without heavy-duty machinery I can't really dig it out. So I'm sitting on probably maybe a 10-degree angle, but the slope of the ground is also probably 10 or 20 degrees, so you got to be very careful when you got a load on the front end. So a lot of times if I've got something really heavy, I'll carry it low to the ground. That way if the tractor starts to ride up on three wheels, then I can drop it real quick and it'll level itself back out. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get my draw knife and my tools out here. We'll see if we can't get that other one skin up. Then we'll have four. We can build us a fire, see if we can't burn the ends, and hopefully dig some holes today before it rains and see if we can't get some posts set. So stay tuned. You know, I've had a lot of comments about the cabin and when I'm going to get back to the cabin. Well, right now what I'm doing is spending time building supplies like the floor joists and the siding and the 2x4s for the stick framing. I decided to go ahead and start this outdoor kitchen because I do need a nice place to cook when I can get in out of the rain when I'm working up here. And it's a little bit different build and it's more rustic, so I thought that that would be a lot of fun because I do need a break every once in a while from doing things on the cabin, and this is a lot of fun, debarking these logs and leaving them twisted and curved, and the challenge of putting something like that together. So pretty soon what I'll do is I'll start laying some block up underneath that bottom beam, and once I get that done I will start on the floor joist, because in order to clean the other side I would have had to kind of work between those floor joists. So I'm going to go ahead and lay those block, and the rock can come later on, but that way I don't have to work around my floor joist. That'll already be done. But you know, it's a lot of fun to kind of do something different. And actually folks, this whole homestead is the project. It's not just specifically that cabin. It's the outdoor kitchen, the base camp down there. I'll be starting on that at some point. The barn that I intend to build because I want to have a couple of horses down there. I actually got the bottom fenced in. The neighbor's got his horses in there, but at least they're kind of keeping it cleaned up. But it does need quite a bit of work done to it. But I want to build a barn down there to park the tractor in and have some animals. So there's a lot of different projects that are going on, and if you're new to this channel and you like woodworking, then you might want to go ahead and subscribe. If you have been watching us and you're not subscribed, please do so. We'd really appreciate it. It doesn't cost anything. And you know, you'll be able to see a lot of different buildings and a lot of different woodwork being done. I've also been saving a lot of cedar to build some outdoor furniture, so I'll be doing that at some point too. Anyway, let me go ahead and finish debarking this, and we'll see if we can't move along with the project on this outdoor kitchen. All right, you're on. there's a knot. So if you start at this end and split, let me see them all. It splits a lot easier. Anyway, this one will burn good. I got to tell you something funny. My daughter Jennifer, she comes up here to help me, right? And just like normally when she gets here, I'm over there peeling the bark off of that log while ago, and she's like, we're talking, and she's like, Dad, can you hold on just a second? She goes, I got a problem with nature. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So,
listen, I don't know what it is, but every time that I get up here out in the woods amongst nature, nature calls. And now he has me learning how to split kindling, and you all get to watch.
Anyway, we had a pretty good laugh out of that because invariably, it's probably 80% of the time when she gets here, it's just like nature happens, you know.
In a split second, and I wouldn't say it's 80, it's probably 90.
Anyway, what we're doing is we're splitting some kindling for those logs up there to build a fire. As soon as I get all the bark off of it, then once we get us a good fire going, we'll roll those logs over there and burn probably the bottom 2 to 3 feet so that I can dig the holes and stick them in. Oh, goodness.
Finished. And for the person that wanted me to say toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat. Alright guys, Dad is about to show me how to start a fire without a lighter. Will I be able to? We'll see.
We hope so. We got to burn those logs. But you know, I think it's important that you have skills, you know, because a lot of times things aren't handy. You notice my knife I carry right here, it's got a fire steel that's always attached to it. So I could, in essence, start a fire wherever I'm at. But anyway,
I can't.
I brought my little tinder kit right here, and what I'm going to do, I told you one time before that dryer lint makes a really good fire starter, so I decided to go ahead and teach her how to use that first off, which I keep in this little box right here. But the first thing about starting a fire is, it's the best thing to do is to find something dry to put down on the ground, because if the ground is at least a little bit damp, then it's hard for the fire to get going. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this down here like that. So I'll actually put my dryer lint on top of that, and we'll strike the fire that way. Let's move these out just a little bit. Put this in the back here. It's a little bit better to press on right there. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to get out a bit of dryer lint like this. Here's the fire steel. Now if you feel this thing, it's got a little bit of an edge on one side. That's what you're going to use to strike against the steel, just like this. Okay? Try it. There you go. Okay, and what you'll do is when I set this down here, you're going to put the tip right down there, like right in the front of it, and strike towards here, and it should light up. Okay? The other thing that we want to do is, I told you all I had been saving these chips that has the pine rosin on it. So what we want to do is have this ready, because as soon as that lights up, we want to be able to light this up. Now the other thing in fire making, preparation is everything. So what I've got is some small twigs right here that are pencil size or smaller. Then a little bit size up from that, Then we went ahead and split some of this maple, and then I've got larger fuel right there. So I'm going to get one of these out, get it ready to go. Excuse me. So we're going to have that right there, okay? And let's see. All right, are you ready to try this?
Let's go.
Okay, all right, hold on just a second. Let me focus down there on what you're doing. There it is.
Woo-hoo. I did it. And lay this just on top?
Kind of. I would lay it kind of like that.
Ready?
All right, good job here. Now what you want to do is take a little bit larger size and lay on there.
Do I need to make it wider? Wider?
You can cross it. Just make sure that it is able to breathe up underneath. Don't choke it out. All right. Now what I want to do is I want to make a long fire, so I'm going to try to kind of extend this out. I think what I'll do is put some of these chips.
You want me to light one?
No, it'll catch. And then they will build out and we'll actually have a longer fire. Okay guys, the end of this log is where I got most of the bark that had the rosin on it, and you can see there's still a little bit left. How flammable that stuff is, that's burning real well. The others, I mean, even though it's green, but I just thought I would show you that because anytime you can find that on a pine tree, then you should scrape it off and save it. It really makes a good fire starter. I'm actually down on the slate bed now. Let me show you the composition of this dirt. That's the composition. A lot of this is red clay. And then on the bottom portion of that is slate. This is what I'm going to build that earthen oven out of. And when I mix this up with some straw or some hay and some water and a little bit of ash, then that should probably sit up really hard. Guys, I've had so many comments about this outdoor kitchen, and you know, it's even excited me. A lot of the comments were like, we're excited to see this outdoor kitchen come to life because they've been thinking about doing something, or they've watched another channel where they've seen one made. Honestly, I'm excited about it too. That's the reason I want to kind of take a little bit of a break away from the cabin. And another thing too, you know, I have a place to stay where I've been since I've been in school for the last 8 years. So I'm not in a big rush to get out here in this cabin. Yes, I do want to finish that, but I've been working on that. This now will be 2 years because I actually started from scratch. I had an axe and I had a chainsaw. And I know that there's a lot of people that make comments that are like, you know, well, you could get forks for the front of that tractor, or you could get an auger for the back of that tractor, or you could do this, or you could do that. Honestly, I like hard work, you know. I think it builds character, and you know, it's good for you physically. There's a lot of things that I have done to make things easier, which was purchase that tractor because I couldn't have done a whole lot of this without it. You know, it gives me time to contemplate life, and it's good for you when you're, you know, using your body and your muscles. And I don't know, it just gives me a good feeling at the end of the day that I really worked hard, and a lot of this was done by hand. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you taking your time out to stop by, and we always are thankful, you know, when you tune in and support the channel. So guys, we just want to wish you, you know, a great day. Hope the sun is shining where you're at. We look forward to seeing you up here at the Outpost next time. So everyone, take care.